Yay Networks.
Hello, welcome to your weekly dose of BS. I have another special guest with me today for a bonus episode, Miss Lori Dixon. She has been a guest of our podcast many, many times. Stephanie's out of town again this week, and then her and I are traveling the end of the week. So I was like, Lori, I need you. I know you all love Lori. So I was very excited when Lori said that she would come be a guest on our podcast again. Hi, Lori.
What a fun offer. I had to pick it.
I'm so glad you feel that way.
Me too. Plus, I get to come and sit in pink chairs.
Yes.
So life is good.
So I know every time we have you on, our listeners love just hearing your insight on what's going on in the world. And I know a lot of our listeners have become clients of yours. So I just wanted to catch up on what you're receiving from your clients, because I know that oftentimes a lot of what you're hearing from your clients is what a lot of us are feeling in the world. So I just wanted to kind of catch up with you and see where things are at in general.
I love it. Great question.
When we were talking this morning, you mentioned that just kind of a reoccurring theme among your clients right now is people just feeling overall stress, and kind of that there is just an overarching like roller coaster of emotions that it seems like everyone's going through right now.
Mm-hmm. Very true. And almost you can visualize it. I have had clients that are even talking about it from that perspective of like they're on a roller coaster. And I've even started asking them, give me an understanding, paint a picture of what you're seeing. I've had people say they feel like the waves are overtaking them. The other thing that I think is so interesting about that is the dreams have started to become so intense. And so clients are coming to me with dreams and saying, wow, Lori, I had this dream and there's doors all the way down a hallway. What does that mean? And so I've been doing quite a bit of dream interpretation as well. But every one of them have pointed back: stress, anxiousness, what's coming next, foreshadowing of things. Because it's hard in this culture right now to actually trust that what you're seeing is safe and that what you're seeing is real. And people are feeling like they need reassurance. So I actually am doing a lot of reassurance too.
So why is that more so happening right now?
I think at the beginning of the year, no one knew what was going to happen. We all had predictions. We all had things we thought were going to come our way. And then when it actually started, it painted a different picture. And so we had to kind of say, okay, all right, that's new news. Okay, no, I'm not going to be afraid of that, but I'm going to pick up this piece. And we started crafting what we felt safe with in our lives. And we walked forward into that. The decisions that we felt were safe enough. And then we would take another step. Now we've been in it long enough. We're almost 8 months into the year.
Yeah.
And we're starting to walk into the fourth quarter. And it's like, wow, all those things we thought about, what things worked, what things didn't. And it's kind of the so now what? That's what I'm getting. Even to the point of saying, Lori, this is what we talked about. I was able to handle all of that wave that came through, but I'm feeling unsure again. Can we talk about what's coming next? I think we also are seeing that in the news. fires.
Oh, yeah.
You know, everywhere. We were just talking about more wildfires,
Right.
more earthquakes, more individuals that are gone. You know, we haven't had a rise of that. People are a little off center.
This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. BetterHelp's 2026 State of Stigma report surveyed 2,000 Americans and revealed that 85% of Americans believe that getting support is wise, yet 74% say that society discourages people from doing so. And I find that very interesting because I feel like for so long, the stigma around therapy has often been that it's so expensive, but that is really where BetterHelp comes into play. BetterHelp has over 30,000 therapists worldwide with the largest online therapy platform and have served over 6 million people globally. And it works with an average rating of 4.9 out of 5 stars for a live session based on over 1.7 million client reviews. BetterHelp's therapists work according to a strict code of conduct and are fully licensed in the US. BetterHelp does the initial matchmaking work for you so you can focus on your therapy goals. All you do is fill out a short questionnaire to help identify your needs and preferences, and their over 12 plus years of experience and industry-leading match fulfillment rate mean that they typically get it right the first time. But if you aren't happy with your match, you can switch to different therapists at any time from their tailored recommendations. Don't let stigma stand in the way of support. Start therapy with BetterHelp. Sign up and get 10% off at betterhelp.com/weeklydose. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/weeklydose. Some of the best summer pieces are the ones you end up wearing on repeat. They're comfortable, versatile, and somehow right for every occasion. That is why I love Quince. They make elevated essentials with premium materials like European linens, organic cottons, and washable silks without the traditional retail markup. We have been very loud and proud about how much we love Quince on this show. I'm actually wearing their jeans right now. I love their t-shirts, but when I tell you their underwear is so silky soft, you have to try it to fully understand what I'm talking about. Every single thing I have ordered from Quince, I had absolutely loved. And they're expanding into other verticals now too. They have caviar, they have couches, they have you name it. They've got their bedding. I've heard is incredible. I haven't ordered it, but I have heard their bedding is incredible, and I can testify everything I have bought from Quince I've absolutely loved. Ooh, including their denim. Quince also has beautiful 14 karat gold jewelry that adds subtle finishing touches. Simple hoops and dedicated chains make the most effortless outfits feel very intentional. Everything at Quince is priced 50 to 80% less than similar brands. And fun fact, if you scroll on a product to the lower half of their website, they'll show you who makes a similar product and what they're charging to really reinstate the fact that you're getting a great deal at Quince. Make your summer wardrobe feel easier. Go to quince.com/weeklydose for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada too. That's QUINCE.com/weeklydose for free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/weeklydose. Summer is here, and I am, no surprise to everyone, a little behind on getting my summer body ready, but Prolon's 5-day fasting mimicking diet has me covered, so I'm not worried about it. While you might set goals for swimsuit season, lose weight, exercise more, eat better, it's hard to achieve them without a plan. That is why, for me, Prolon's 5-day fasting mimicking diet is my secret weapon. Prolon gives you a science-backed, structured approach to targeting fat loss, supporting lean muscle, and resetting your metabolism so you can look and feel the most confident all summer long. Prolon is a plant-based nutrition program featuring soups, snacks, beverages, all designed to nourish your body while keeping it in a fasting state, triggering cellular rejuvenation and renewal. So you are eating, but your body thinks you're fasting. And Stephanie and I have done this multiple times. When I tell you there is so much food in this box, some days I'm like, can I finish all this? But the problem is it's so good, and you do have to eat it to hit those triggers in your body to say, yeah, we're fasting, even though you're not. I won't tell you exactly how much weight I've lost when I've done Prolon, but I can tell you I was shocked. And it really is one of the only things that has actually worked for me. Ready for your own reset? For a limited time, Prolon is offering Weekly Dose of BS listeners 15% off site-wide plus a $40 bonus gift when you subscribe to their 5-day program. Just visit prolonlife.com/weeklydose. That's prolonlife.com/weeklydose to claim your 15% discount and your bonus gift. prolonlife.com/weeklydose.
So, whenever everything feels unstable, what is your advice to clients to kind of regain that stability?
Number one, we work on staying present. The world can be a beautiful place right now, but we have to remain present in it. We also are seeing an increase of things like gratitude practices, people going back to a faith-based community and really having good friends and a good inner circle. People are starting to prune away life and some of the things that aren't really important. They're narrowing it down.
I think something you've taught me is that your world is what you fill it with.
Yes.
And what you focus on grows.
Yes.
And I think right now especially, it's really easy to focus on a lot of the negative.
Yes.
And the news is not a great thing to watch. It's never great, in general.
Yep.
So when you're consuming that all day, it's hard to fill your day with smiles.
Yes. Unless you choose what you listen to.
Right.
And you feel that whole sensory input of our world. We have to make choices on what we choose to connect to. I tell you a lot, and I tell clients, pick a side. You can't walk down the fence line anymore. Are you going to walk in the light, or are you going to choose to walk in the dark? Because I don't know about you, but I know I have to pick a side. And I can't go back and forth whenever it fits what I want. I have to choose, and I have to walk that path strongly.
So what advice would you give someone that feels like they're living in the dark right now and they're looking for reprieve?
Yeah. I would say to reach out first to people that you trust. So much so that my young granddaughter, who's been here with us for a week, we've been talking about today, we were having a chat about relationships and what trust is. How do you know who to trust? How do you know who you don't want to have in your life and trust? And you have to start being very specific about that. Very intentional is what I would use the word of. You also have to have intentional practices. What you do in your week, what you choose to help others with in your week, what you choose to feed yourself in your week, and what you end up putting out there. And, we all listen to the things that are going on. Be intentional with what you listen to.
Yeah, that's a good point.
This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. BetterHelp's 2026 State of Stigma report surveyed 2,000 Americans and revealed that 85% of Americans believe that getting support is wise, yet 74% say that society discourages people from doing so. And I find that very interesting because I feel like for so long, the stigma around therapy has often been that it's so expensive, but that is really where BetterHelp comes into play. BetterHelp has over 30,000 therapists worldwide with the largest online therapy platform and have served over 6 million people globally. And it works with an average rating of 4.9 out of 5 stars for a live session based on over 1.7 million client reviews. BetterHelp's therapists work according to a strict code of conduct and are fully licensed in the US. BetterHelp does the initial matchmaking work for you so you can focus on your therapy goals. All you do is fill out a short questionnaire to help identify your needs and preferences, and their over 12 plus years of experience and industry-leading match fulfillment rate mean that they typically get it right the first time. But if you aren't happy with your match, you can switch to different therapists at any time from their tailored recommendations. Don't let stigma stand in the way of support. Start therapy with BetterHelp. Sign up and get 10% off at betterhelp.com/weeklydose. That's betterhelp, HELP.com/weeklydose.
You're listening to this podcast, so I know you've got a curious mind. Here's a helpful fact you may not know yet. Drivers who switch and save with Progressive save over $900 on average. Pop over to Progressive.com, answer some questions, and you'll get a quick quote with discounts that are easy to come by. In fact, 99% of their auto customers earn at least one discount. Visit Progressive.com and see if you can enjoy a little cash back. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National average 12-month savings of $946 by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2024 and May 2025. Potential savings will vary.
You know, I know that's heavy, but I'll tell you, it's heavy right now.
Yeah, it is. I feel like just in my own life, Zach and I, there's a lot of unknown.
Yes.
Like we just accepted an offer on our house. We don't currently have an executed contract on a new house, so we're like, not homeless, but a little bit, maybe, I don't know. And then even just like us moving forward with the baby stuff, and that's all very unknown. But I'm the kind of person that, like, if chaos is not circling my life, I'm bored.
Uh-huh.
So right now, I'm very not bored, and I'm very busy, and I like that, and that's good. But I don't think I'm afraid of the unknown. The unknown kind of excites me a little bit.
It does. It always has.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
You've always launched yourself out there.
Yeah.
Because you weren't afraid of what was going to happen to you. You knew you could navigate it. But then let's look at Zach. Zach walks very intentional. Zach thinks through his decisions.
Zach and I could not be more different. I do. I jump then fall. And he's like, at what angle should I jump to fall?
That's right. Yeah.
That's
And
a
then he will readjust until right there.
Yeah, he's going to weigh every option. I'm like, no, we're just going to do it and then see what happens. And it works out. I always land on my feet.
You do. You do. And you both are good for each other in that. So you think about that. It's all right to have people that see the world very different, but you have commonality together.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of things that you have built a foundation in. You even do that with your friends, which I love so many of your friends because they're similar. You guys all relate with each other, again, very intentionally. But I will say, guys, we have to have fun as well. We cannot be so serious and concerned and worry about things. That is not what we are to be doing. We are to be creating a beautiful world.
Well, and I feel like right now we're almost being groomed to be concerned or live in fear over interest rates and war and what's going on in the news and the media and things that don't even directly impact us or maybe sometimes aren't even happening. It's the fear of what could happen. So for anyone listening that really wants to just do a mind shift of how they're going to spend the rest of their year, what needs to happen? What needs to happen to make the rest of this year the best year it can be?
I think number one, they have to turn off a lot of the extraneous noise because what it's doing is it's getting us off track. It's feeding you with things that most likely don't even happen in the next few days. And to focus on today and build yourself out. What do I want the rest of the year to feel like? What does that look like? Who's involved in that? What new things can we do? Even to the point of what outreach can we do? What support can we give to others? But also, what am I feeding myself with? I go back to that phrase, and feeding can mean nutritionally, but it can also mean the noise, what we decide to listen to, who is in our life that we allow to impact us. Limit that.
I have a friend that she has a saying, and I think she got this from you, but instead of saying what's the worst that can happen, she says what's the best that can happen.
That's right.
And it really is, it's a good mind shift to think that way, because you're seeing the glass half full instead of half empty.
Yes. And you know, that's a great example. I do an experience where you write out literally what is the worst thing that is going on. What's the worst story about your life right now? Write it all out. Put it in big, bold, black ink, every word. Then you read it through, and then you rewrite it with the very, very best scenario. And you realize that it's probably somewhere in between, and it will never be the worst scenario, because we're very good at creating those situations, you know, because we are wired for negative thinking.
Isn't that weird?
We
Why is
just
that?
are. We even are pre-wired from birth with negative thinking. It's why a young toddler will start learning the word no. It is the most powerful word that little toddler knows, that he can make people do all sorts of things, you know, with that one word. And what happens is we see the worst in things, not the best. And so if we do that experience, we know that we can go ahead and look at 5 ways that we can fix any situation to that one thing that feels big. 5 ways. And let me tell you, your brain will start shifting. It'll go into problem-solving mode. So we have to be intentional in our mindset. But we also have to, in our faith and our trust, and what we have, again, you and I have said many times, you know, you used to get it from another faith organization. Let me show you what your life is by let me showing you your friends.
Yep. Show me your friends, I'll show you your future. Yep.
That's right.
I love that.
Yep. So we have to be able to look forwards with who's going to be on the bus with me. If I'm getting on one of the bus tours, who am I filling that bus with? Who do I want that supports me, that's creative, that's in it with me for the long haul, so that we can make a difference, you know?
I love that. Well, I hope that what Lori said spoke to some of you. Lori, what else do you have going on? I know you just put out another book. I know you're working on another book.
We just actually pushed out a children's book recently.
Oh, what's it called?
Last week. It's called The Adventures of Ducky and Bunny. And my favorite part, if anyone that's listening is a parent, it's got the cutest little hedgehogs in it, and we call them the hogs. So if you are around children, you've got to grab that. But we put out a new book. We just finished doing it into a Bible study that has been very well received. There were 6 of us as authors. We wanted something small. And now they're going on to build their own books, their solo projects. Nice. So, but we're looking for authors, anyone that feels they have that story burning in them. We just use that analogy, the best story, the worst story.
Yep.
And we bring out the transformational writing within you. It's a great way to heal.
I love it. And I know so many of our listeners work with you on a more personal level. And when we were talking earlier today, you mentioned that you had some sort of special offer for anyone else that's listening
Yes.
that connected today with what you were saying, how can people reach out to you and what is that?
Yeah. I have to say, Trey, your listeners are the best clients. They are so committed to you all and so much fun. So I wanted to make a quick offer. I can do 30 minutes for 40. 30 minutes for $40.
That's a good deal.
Which is huge.
I know we talk about, Stephanie and I have talked for years about therapy on this platform, and being able to talk to someone and just voice what's going on in your life. As I talk to Lori pretty much every day. That is such a huge part of just growth and dealing with life, because I think we all deal with a lot, and it's hard to think that you can navigate that on your own. So
True.
that's a great offer.
I even
love
have
it.
people that I talk to.
Oh yeah.
So
Well, you have to.
we do. We have to have those close friends. So
I love it. Well, thank you, Lori, so much for coming on Weekly Dose of BS. I know that I really appreciate it, and I hope that everything that we talked about today connects with someone that's listening to this. Lori, where can people find you on social? What's your website?
You can go to Lori Lane Dixon on Facebook or Walk with Lori on Instagram.
Awesome. You can follow me at Trey_Stewart. You can follow our podcast at BS the Podcast, and you can watch us on YouTube at Weekly Dose of BS. Bye.